Hey, beautiful friends. I hope this finds you well. I've been thinking a lot about what is that we really want when it comes to qualities. I'm not talking emotions, but qualities. There's one word, one quality that keeps coming to mind, which is peace. We all want to feel this state of peace. It's usually what drives us to chase money, pursue relationships, go to personal growth seminars, spiritual teaching classes, yoga, breath work, medicine journeys, you name it. If we really narrow down everything to one word, I believe it's peace. So let's talk first about, before I get to what peace is, what peace is not. Peace is not the absence of stress, it's not the absence of conflicts or the absence of challenges, because that's called a physical life on this planet. But what peace is, first of all, is a nature of your heart, is a quality of your heart. You're born with this quality. You are not born depressed. You are not born overwhelmed. You are not born with any of these labels of physical or mental illnesses. You are born in a state of joy, peace, love, even though the process of birth is not necessarily peaceful, but in an ideal situation, you were held, you were nurtured, and there was peace around you. Unfortunately, that's not true for a lot of people, and that's where trauma comes from. But that's another conversation. Back to peace. Peace is truly a state of deep trusting. So remember, if it's not the absence of stress, challenges, and conflicts, being in a state of trusting means you have challenges, you have obstacles in your life, but you trust that everything is happening for you, not to you. It's a space of equanimity or non-duality, even when things may seem chaotic in your life. Now, it's not an easy state to get to, but I'm also going to say it's not as difficult as most people think. So the bridge to peace is boredom. That's why the title of this video is You Must Get Bored. Let's talk about these natural qualities of the heart. If we say that the natural qualities of your heart, your Buddha nature or your Christ heart, is abundance, is joy, it's love, it's abundance, it's freedom, it's peace. We need to ask, then why am I not feeling that way? Well, that's the whole work of healing and transformation, isn't it? It's peeling off the layers, it's piercing the veils, all the illusions, the limiting beliefs that we learned in our past, the baggage that we still hold in our bodies, the memories of difficult times or trauma that get stored in the body. We need to release those things. Think that all those qualities are right here. If you could touch and touch your heart, you're touching those qualities. But let's say that energetically, because this work is energetics, energetically you have all these walls or all these like hundreds of veils or layers so you can feel those qualities. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. This is the path that we're all walking right now, and this tremendous purification happening everywhere. So the bridge to peace, number one, you gotta get bored. Learn to sit in your boredom, because boredom, in my own experience, boredom is that state where we feel uncomfortable because we start touching some emotion, some baggage that is being suppressed in us, and our higher self wants that material to rise so we can heal, because the body seeks healing. The body, the soul, will always seek healing. That's also why a lot of times we have challenges in our life, so we can have a mirror and see what we hold that's causing disease, disharmony, illness. So you have to sit in boredom. You have to really use your willpower in that time. There's a time for willpower. Use your discipline, your willpower to not grab the phone, to not turn the TV, to not go look at the news, to not start talking to somebody, gossiping, blaming, complaining, ruminating, dating, all these distractions, or reading. That was my distraction. I used reading, buying books all the time, reading all the time as a way to not be in my boredom, which was really the door. The boredom is the door to the subconscious mind, to those emotions that are rising, the baggage that is rising. And as adults, and we all want to have fulfilling, beautiful lives, we have to be able to sit with our stuff. So boredom is like that bridge. So you sit and you start seeing what rises. And in that moment, a lot of times those emotions, the thoughts will become overwhelming, or they'll be too much. So I recommend that right away you grab a journal and you take the action, just the action itself of writing is creating some movement. Write everything that comes up. Write the thoughts, write the emotions. Everything, it's accept everything that comes up. Accept everything that comes up. And if you see that there's a lot of stuff coming up and you're just feeling overwhelmed, you don't know how to move out of that place, that's where you work with a professional, a somatic therapist or a somatic life coach like myself, somebody you trust that can hold a space of safety, a space of compassion, and also has the skills to help you to release the material. Because ultimately we need to release, but before releasing, we want to learn. So in the place of peace, let's say you decided to live in a space of peace where your higher self, the wise one in you, is always in that state. If you learn how to hold that place of the witness, and you can learn this with me or with a great spiritual teacher, you can be in that place of peace and still be able to watch that part of you that is angry, that part of you that is in grief, that part of you that is sad, that part of you that has experienced a broken heart. Again, that place in you is always in equanimity, is neutral. So one of the things I teach that is essential, I teach to all my clients, is how to first connect with the higher self, with the true self in you. That part of you that is not the body, is not your behaviors, is not your history, is the part of you that lives in the now, in the present, so it doesn't have any baggage. It's always a place of peace. You strengthen, I teach my clients to strengthen that position of the witness. And that doesn't mean you're just going to ignore what's coming up and just say, oh, it's just a part of me. You're still going to feel the emotions. You might need to scream in the pillow, you might need to cry. But you see, the door, the boredom is the door that would allow you to start feeling these emotions. Most people, when that boredom hits in, they immediately go get distracted. And it's okay. It's totally okay if that has been your pattern. And if you're not ready to break that pattern, just know by law, anything that is not resolved inside you, limiting beliefs, old emotions, old stored emotions, if it's not resolved, your higher self will be attracting, creating situations in your life that will stir up, will upset those emotions, those beliefs in you. So we just get the mirror of the outside world reflecting back to us to show us where we need to release our baggage. So why wait? Why we don't want any of this continued repetitive patterns? Because at the end, I know, I can say this with conviction, that you want peace. You want to live in a state of joy. Joy is very different than happiness. Joy is a state of the heart, is a quality of the heart, is your nature. Joy is just this calm state that doesn't need anything external to make you happy. Happiness is like a temporary emotion, just like sadness, like anger, like fear. And the funny thing is, happiness is also a byproduct of living a life that you fully in the present. You don't distract yourself, you don't avoid feeling anything. And because in that place, you always going to find the peaceful heart in you. So peace, I believe, is what we're really looking for. So my invitation here for you is learn how to be bored. Don't pick up the phone, don't pick up the book, don't complain, don't blame, eliminate blame in your life, take full responsibility for your life. And that is not about guilt. In fact, peace is living a life where there's absolutely no guilt. You're not guilting everyone. Most important, you're not guilting yourself, blaming yourself for anything that happened, because the past doesn't really exist. And you can heal in an instant, like the Course in Miracles teach us. When you change your mind, that's a moment of miracle. And yeah, there's some work after that, but everything starts, the miracle begins with the change of your mind. First, maybe the change of the mind is, I'm going to sit in my boredom and I'm going to see what rises. If you need support, when you need support in this work, please send me a message, book a free 20-minute call with me anytime. Just DM me or send me an email, and I'll be honored and happy to connect with you. Thank you so much. Much love. Mwah.